Hi, I am Shay, and you're watching Born Again Nerd.
Born Again Nerd.
Welcome back to Part 2 series of the RG-300. I had a little bit of time to play with this unit for about a week now, and I can say that, you know, I like it. I think it's really cool so far still. However, you know, I also been playing on the LDK, and I also have been playing on the Pocket Go. So, at this moment in time, they're all equal in their own special way. And hopefully in this video, in this episode, I will show you what I mean by that. An LDK, this is my, I think they call it the Pikachu version now because it's so tiny. You know, it's basically the same as the landscape one, except for the landscape one I think comes out with a little bit newer firmware than the one I have. And then, of course, there's the RG-300 that I showed in my last video that I just got. Is it superior to the other two? Well, I have learned that it has pulled some weight as far as the size of the screen is really impressive. The way the buttons work is really nice. The shoulder buttons work really nice. And somebody wanted me to compare it with a Game Boy Color size. So for the person that wanted that, there you go. It's about the same as a Game Boy Color, except the screen is really big. You can tell. I mean, it's almost like this whole side right here. You know, right there. Also want to point out too that there is a unit that's floating around. I see it still being advertised for like, oh, they're going up for $40 now. This is the retro. I think I have it reviewed in one of my episodes. If you go back into the channel and find it, I think it's called the Retro FC something 401.
I think.
So what I wanted to point out to you is that it does strikingly look very similar to the RG-300. So I don't want someone to accidentally buy this unit and think they're getting this unit, because that'll be a huge disappointment. So, but just beware, don't get fooled by something like this. This is basically just a bootleg NES player that's got a bunch of bootleg crappy games on it. So I wanted to point that out because I noticed that they do look very similar and they could get confused with each other. So just FYI on that. So I think we are ready to dive in. So let's do this. I wanted to show off Zelda real quick because I had previously mentioned. No, I don't hear the sound. Oh god. The slider on this thing is so hard to move. I think that's as low as I can go. Okay, so I wanted to hop in here real quick. Does save your game. Well, at least it's supposed to. I think I have to load my save state. So let me go to load save state, and yep, there's my save state. So, I wanted to show off something for you guys because I did this with the LDK and the Pocket Go. And let's see if you can see this. So there's that little Bowser guy. I think his name is Bowser. And I don't know if I'll probably zoom in when I edit, but if you can look at his chain there, a little bit flickery. So this screen, I think there was a question if it was an IPS screen or not. This is not an IPS screen. This is probably equivalent to the Revo screen. I think it's a TFT or T whatever. I'm not smart when it comes to hardware stuff. Sorry, guys. Just user experience is what I'm for. But I'm learning as I go. So, I wanted to point that out. There is some flickering going on, but as far as screen tearing and things like that, I haven't really noticed. So, So that's good with that. There's no screen tearing that I can tell. Okay, so the next one I'm showing off is called Phantasy Star for the Sega Genesis, or Mega Drive, I believe it's called in UK, I'm not sure. But someone asked if it played okay, and from what I can tell, yes, it does play this game just fine. So this is Phantasy Star, looks good. From what I can tell, no glitches, no hiccups, nothing. Just really good, gorgeous graphics. So if you're into Sega, I think this unit would be really, well, all the units by Sega. But this one is pretty nice. This one's called Radien Triad. It's a shooter game. If you like shooter games, this was a good one. Graphics are good. The frames per second is good. If you're into shooter games, this is awesome. This is a really a fun one to try. If you haven't even tried it yet, I recommend it. I just started playing this game, actually. Ooh, I have it for the Genesis and for the PlayStation 1. I found the PlayStation 1 version. And, it was at a thrift store. So I was really happy to find it, because it's in its original fat box looking thing. It's like, I think they call it a long box, if you find a PlayStation game that's in older format of it. It used to be in the big boxes. So I'm still in Sega mode. I have Mortal Kombat 3 for the Sega, so we're gonna give that a whirl. Let's see, I can already tell it has some glitches going on in the background, if you can tell. Okay guys, I'll see how I do here. Now remember, I'm the light-haired lady. Oh no. Oh no, no. Come here. Come here. Oh wow, oh my god, I just grabbed her with my hair. That is totally awesome. No, I haven't played this game very much because I'm not good at it. It's a collector thing. There's a lot of games I have collecting, but I don't play them. That's why. So we're in Castlevania again for the Super Nintendo, Dracula X. Awesome game. But this is also one of my favorite ones. It is kind of a interesting, I mean, it's got that same feel, but the Sega one is nice too. I really dig the Sega one. Oh god, the swamp guys. Oh god. Oh, no, man. Oh. Dang it. Oh. Okay, moving on. And on the RG-300, for some strange reason, on the stock firmware, and I did install custom firmware, the Retro FW, and I'm sorry guys, but I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. Can you guys hear that? It is definitely not supposed to sound like this. It is unplayable. I cannot figure this out at all. And as a comparison, let me show you. So in comparison, let me show you the Revo K101 Plus and show you on the same file. Same file. This is the same game. Nothing's changed. And see how it runs. It runs smooth. I can fall into the wall perfectly. And you can even see the blood splatter. I mean, it's pretty fluid, pretty awesome. There's no glitches, no hiccups, nothing. Now, here's my dilemma. I can't get it to work on the RG-300. And what I have found out, and you guys might find this out too, that some of the emulators that are on the stock firmware and also with the custom firmware, you might run into some games that just doesn't work right now. So if you bought the RG-300 and you want to play Tony Hawk Skater 4, It's a little bit of a bummer news at this moment in time until another person comes up with an idea to fix this glitch. So maybe this is a heads up to the developers that make these emulators to maybe to say, hey, maybe we can get this working better. Now, I have played with a full screen, skip, all this stuff, and I cannot get it to work. Okay, maybe someone else might have some. If you're a developer or if you know more about this kind of stuff, you want to reach me down below, comment below if you guys know how to fix this. Because then when I first boot up, it starts at 60 and it drops 1 frames per second. It's really, at first it looks like it's gonna play fine, and then it doesn't play fine. Well, I want to thank you for watching. This concludes our episode for today for part 2 series on the RG-300. I just wanted to show off Mario RPG on all 3 units. They all play the game. They're just a little different on each one, as you can tell here, just by watching it do the previews here. So, I want to give a huge shout out to those who have subscribed already. Thank you so much for that. And if you haven't already, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I have a lot more stuff coming to show off, and it's going to be exciting. So, with that, I'll leave you. Until next time, I'm out of here.